a few other areas. But jam is an everyday thing because many Ugandans have cars.
Sure.
So I would say there is no threat whatsoever as far as I'm concerned, and I don't think you are complaining.
The last time I saw such a threat, did something happen, events happened. It was from one of the countries, I think it was Britain, which issued a terror alert. And indeed, there was an event that happened.
Yeah, but I trust our security forces. Police, you have seen, they are doing their work. We have the UPDF and other security agencies on the ground. And since they have handled this, they will always handle. We trust them. I don't think we have had any problem with our forces because we trust them. They have handled such issues and threats before, and it is our belief that even now they've handled the situation, if at all it manifests, but which I highly doubt. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Being that you speak for the internal affairs, before we get into the gist of today's discussion,
Yes.
I just want to learn from you the entire situation, how it is like in the country, against the backdrop of the march to parliament, a protest, which was not successful in a sense that at least they didn't access the parliamentary building. And I don't know whether I should say thanks to the heavy deployment. But in your perception as government, particularly internal affairs, in your own perception, was this for a good cause when you are, prohibiting or denying these youth, from continuing with their protests? Were you fighting the cause or the possible results of the protest?
Thank you, Idrissa. As a government, and as you know, the president has severally come out, and other leaders have come out to condone corruption. I condone, I condemn corruption. I don't accept those people associated with corruption, but the method of fighting corruption, the method of voicing out the corruption issues is what I depart myself with from the genesis. My point of departure is how they would want it to be manifested or portrayed to the public. The method they chose was not proper because that method, you remember during, I don't know whether you were old enough when we had these demos of the Mavira.
Around 2007.
Yes, 2007, where people, they started jokingly, they said, okay, they organized, I remember I saw people around the railway station, they said, okay, we are now going to move, avoiding the CBD, the Central Business District, and we go to the railway, we go to Queensway and move like that. So they started. It was for a good cause to prevent our environment. So when they started moving and reached that approach station road, a group of youth, I do not know where they came from, they started saying, no, we should now pass here, Kampala Road. No. They, all of a sudden, there were 100, we realized there were 300, there were 500, they started marching. They reached Nakasero. They saw an Indian on a Vespa riding from down there, that from, I think, ShopRite. He was riding up. They said, these are the people who are, yes, exactly. No. Here in town, it was called the ShopRite. Yes, that Chiologoma area. Okay. So they started, they grabbed the man. They said, these are the people we are looking for. They grabbed the man, they started stoning him to death. Oh. The man died. So they started looking for every Indian there. So now, police was diverted to now try to protect the Indians in Nakasero. That area.
Initially had allowed them.
Yes, initially, and they were part of the group. Police was guiding. They had the traffic police, they had the FFU and other police officers, and they had guided that let's move like this. There were routes, and along the routes they had even deployed to protect the demonstrators. These youth, I do not know where they came from. They hijacked the whole thing. The whole group followed them, chanting slogans, now political. The whole thing is turned political and chaotic. They started moving on Kampala Road, opening shops, looting shops. Any shop that was found open, they would break into it. They started looting. That is
So
when
it started as a peaceful protest.
Yes,
ended
ended up, and people died. You saw people died.
Sure.
So you cannot take this for granted. You can't see people demonstrating because you know between me and you, sure, if these people mobilized and reached even 100, it would be very difficult for security to control them. So what the security did was the best thing to prevent the demonstration, because I do not think there is anybody who is saying corruption is good. You know, we all condemn.
Those who benefit from it,
we all condemn. We all condemn
it has its beneficiaries, and so they want it to stay.
I don't think there's anybody condoning what corruption. Well, even if there are
a
those.
certain leader here, number in the hierarchy, who stood somewhere and said, it's okay to steal for as long as you're sharing with your people. So such a person condones corruption.
I don't associate myself with that statement, if at all it was said, because corruption is not something we would really condone, or something we would really agree with. So, but the method of the youth, I would have thought they would write a petition, and then maybe notify parliament, notify police, and then also they would put it in the public domain. Who are the leaders of this demonstration? Leader A, leader B, leader C, so that the seat, exactly. Now formless, if they are formless, now how will the security defend them? Because you know, even the security for their own selves, those demonstrators, was important. So the police was out there to even protect them. Because you are out there, you don't know who is hurling a stone, you don't know who is throwing a grenade, you don't know who is throwing what. So it would be really irresponsible for police to just look on.
But Mr. Monde, my concern was about the excessive force the police uses. You see, I saw some girls, boys holding placards. Some of them even were seated. But then police comes and manhandles them. And why don't you?
I think, I think first of all, they were doing the right thing, but in a wrong place and the wrong time. You cannot hold placards. You go and sit on Kampala Road and disrupt business, disrupting people going about their work and business. You know, all of a sudden you'd see it now, you see them descending into shops, trying to loot and stuff like that. Because for as much as the youth had a very genuine concern and cause, which we all supported, there are those fraudulent Ugandans who would want to take advantage of these to steal. And those are the majority. And I do not think these youth would have capacity to control the situation. So it was only important that our security forces come in and prevent the situation. And we have to thank them. They managed the situation very well. Very well, without anybody losing their lives, without any torturing. They were just arrested. I don't think there was even one who was tortured.
Well, we are yet to learn that until they come out and tell us. But earlier on, they had been warned by the head of state that they shouldn't fire.
Yeah, you know,
they're just protesting.
the president is the father of the nation. Yes.
Now you want to ban your own Bazukulu.
Now, the Bazukulu, if they descend into chaos, anarchy, you will not prevent. Because fire can come from anywhere. It is not that fire was coming from the government. Because somebody else can cause that fire. So, as a father of the nation, he was trying to advise the Bazukulu to keep off something that would harm them, which was not a bad thing.
All right. Yes. Now, Mr. Monde, let's get to today's gist of the discussion. It's about the issuance of passports. We've had a certain group of people in this country who have always say that they are harassed. They are, every time they attempt to get passports, they're subjected to discrimination. What? And the question that we are putting out there pointing out to you, so that you can explain to our viewers out there, so they can understand is, who is entitled to a Ugandan passport? I saw you somewhere, and you're trying to blow your own trumpet, or our trumpet, how our passport, is really high there, it's respected. And then you were mentioning a certain country, you didn't mention the name, but you said a certain country whose passport has deteriorated in value, and you don't want to see ours degenerate also that level. So ours is really still high there. Now, who is entitled to a Ugandan passport, and what do you base on to deny, some people passports?
The Ugandan passport is open to any Ugandan citizen. So any Ugandan citizen is entitled to a Ugandan passport. And now maybe the question would then be, who is a Ugandan citizen? Because that's the qualification. Qualification is one. For you to be able to apply and get a passport, you must be a Ugandan. And we have various Ugandans. Ugandan by birth, Ugandan by registration, Ugandan by naturalization. There are all of those categories of citizenship. But we have those whose citizenship is
contested?
Yes, because there are people who came here sometime, and their parents were not Ugandans, both father and mother. But the fact that they came here and produced children here and have been here for some time, they start calling themselves Ugandans. Our law does not say that.
For starters,
yes.
If you could explain to us, who is a citizen by naturalization?
First of all, let me explain who is a citizen by birth. Okay. A citizen by birth is any, I think I gave you that Article 10. It is here that according to Article 10A of the 1995 Constitution, a citizen by birth is any person, I want you to mark my word, born in Uganda, one of whose parents or grandparents is or was a member of any of the indigenous communities existing and residing within the borders of the Republic of Uganda as at the first day of February 1926 and set out in the third schedule to this constitution. The third schedule lists those indigenous communities, and there are 65 in number. That's what they refer to as the third schedule. It is in the constitution at the back. Unfortunately, I didn't come with the constitution here, but the constitution lists 65 communities, indigenous. Now, any person born here or even out of the country, but one of whose parents, for instance, if you are born here, your father is a Ugandan and your mother is a non-Ugandan. You are a citizen. We take you as a citizen by birth. That is one. If you are born here or out of the country and your mother, for instance, is a British, and no, your father is a British and your mother is a Ugandan, we take you as a citizen by birth. That one is a Ugandan whose grandparents belonged to the indigenous communities listed in the 1995 Constitution. And there are 65 in number. Okay. Baganda, Basoga, Bachiga, Banyankole, Bagisu, Batoro. Yes, there are 65 of them. Now, the biggest problem we have is that in that schedule, I think number 23 is listed as Banyarwanda. There's a tribe called Banyarwanda. Now, the fact, yes, exactly. The fact that there is a tribe called Banyarwanda and also a country called Rwanda existing, it brings a lot of what? Confusion. There are Banyarwanda here in Uganda as a tribe, but also we have a country called Rwanda. Now, how do we treat this? Supposing you're an immigration officer seated at your desk processing passports, somebody arrives and tells you you ask, of course we have to ask questions to ascertain whether you're Ugandan or not.
But isn't that similar to, because I have friends who are from the border districts, and you find, take for example tribes like these ones, Samia. We have the Samia in Kenya, Samia in Uganda.
True.
Bagisu. I've had friends who say they are Bagisu, but they are from Kenya.
Very true. Also Bahehe, the Kakwas, there are those in South Sudan, others in Uganda.
Don't you find the same similar problem?
It is a similar problem.
Samia,
the only special problem about Rwanda is because there's a country called Rwanda. And then we have here Rwanda. You get it?
Sure.
That is the only. So you will find the Banyarwanda they refer to in that third schedule of the 1995 Constitution are those who were found within the boundaries of Uganda during the demarcations by the colonialists in 1926. Of course, we were blocked. They came demarcating. This is Uganda. This is Rwanda. This is Kenya. This is Congo. This is Burundi. This is, Sudan.
Yeah.
Now, they did it on 1st Feb. 1926, whoever was found within the boundaries of Uganda. Yes. But remember, we can, Idrissa can be my brother. But now, on the 1st of Feb 1926, you could be the other side. And for me, that was that is like the case of Agri Awori and Mude Awori.
One was the minister here.
The other was the vice president, the other side. So one was a Ugandan, one was a Kenyan. So somebody asks, but how? He takes it, but that is how.
Wondering.
Yes, that is after.
As a brother.
Exactly, that is the reason. So if by 1st 1926, your brother was found the other side, not within the boundaries of Uganda, he was not. Is not referred. Yes, the citizen of the other country. That is the reason you see a brother is here, because I've had cases of people referring to, my brother is in. I've seen cases of where people say that the brother is in Rwanda, but the other one is in Uganda.
Yes.
How comes? This is the reason. At the time of demarcation, one was the other side. One
but can
was
you really
this side.
Still no.
Yes. Now,
long time ago.
You are an immigration officer, passport office. You are asked to issue passports to one Ugandan. Somebody comes, tells you, I am a Munyarwanda. Do you just give him flowers or you clap hands and say, okay, get a passport? No, I think you don't deny. You have to verify. Are you the one of the 1926 in the constitution or the one who came yesterday from Rwanda? Because they are all Banyarwanda. The citizens of Rwanda called what? Banyarwanda.
In English, we have Rwandans.
Rwandese. Okay, whatever. And these ones are called Banyarwanda. All hinging on that country of Rwanda. So, as an immigration officer, you have got to do some due diligence. Are you the one of the 1926? Can you explain? Or you are the one who came yesterday? So people think that when the immigration officer tells you, explain about yourself, that it is being rude, that they are being discriminated, which is not the case. Because the immigration officer down there is just implementing the law that was passed in 1995. For us, we are implementers. We didn't make this law. Laws are made in parliament. So I always tell these people who come complaining, who are on social media and whatever complaining, to approach the right place where laws are made, where laws are amended. Because now they are attacking the wrong group of people. Somebody comes and wants to beat up immigration officer simply because I said you don't qualify for a passport.
That's inappropriate.
Yes.
But I wanted to learn, when you are doing due diligence, what due diligence do you do? I explained to you, because this is a person, for example, it's a boy, a man aged 25. This was surely born in the late 1990s. His parent is here, was maybe probably also born here around 1970s. So, and this person tells you, but Tata wamuzayo mu 1970, nze baza 1999. Really, you have a lot of work to do to explain.
The issue is documentation. We look at mainly documentation. Because we want you to explain up to 1926. But we know, you know, I know that the people born in 1926 or before 1926, most of them have gone to be with the Lord.
Sure.
Most of them. So now, but you surely should have something.
So if I explain to you...
Yes, I have a ticket here. My father is a grandfather. This is about documents, keeping documents. Most of these people are not there.
What about the word of mouth?
The word of mouth, you know, Ugandans are very tricky people. They are very sharp. Okay. Somebody wants a passport, will come and lie to you. But so it's not easy for you to differentiate between the truth, someone telling the truth and someone telling a lie. Because most of these people actually who are getting issues come to us, and when we do due diligence, we actually discover that they have ID cards for the other side. And as I talk now, we have 355. We are prosecuting in court. They came, somebody comes, wants a passport of Uganda, he has an ID of Rwanda. Oh. How? Some of them have even passports.
Just like I've seen,
yes.
non-citizens of Uganda possessing Ugandan IDs. I have so many Congolese friends.
Exactly. Now, about the IDs, let me say something. Most of these people actually have IDs. How comes? We started the issuing national IDs in 2014, right? 2014, we did not have any database, national database, anywhere. That is one. Two, that time when we introduced the issue of national ID, people didn't take this seriously. I remember I was in charge of...
so many stereotypes were attached to this.
Some people, they want to grab our land, they want to take our cows. I was in Moroto. I was at a radio station. We were trying to mobilize these people to come and register. We had projected to register about 100,000 for national ID in 2014. But I remember it was not easy. People refused to come. We registered less than 10,000 out of 100,000. So we were just pleading to the people, can you please come?
We had some spiritual leaders trying to discourage people from accessing.
Exactly. They said people cannot be counted. Somebody said, no. For us, God already counted us. So it is illegal and irrelevant for a human being to come and say 1, 2, 3, 4 to count us. No. So now, it was very difficult. So whoever came to our desk to register, whoever tried to come to, it was a blessing. Oh. We just thanked that person because we didn't see the people. So people came and he would say, I am Idrissa, I am so and so, my father is this. We didn't do any due diligence. That time, that was the mistake. And we didn't have any database anywhere to compare to.
And now whoever got the national ID, for them they believe they are citizen discount, and so they are entitled to a passport.
Which is to the contrary. Because now, that was 2014. By the way, everybody got ID. Whoever attempted.
I know so many.
Yes.
Who could not even speak any local language here?
It is our responsibility as government to clean our database. And this is what we are doing.
Good thing they have reached expiry date.
Yes, exactly. So we are cleaning up. It is now very difficult for you to get national ID. You know. They will ask you for documents from LC1 up to LC5 and the questions and stuff. It is now hard. They are trying to clean. But before, it was a problem, and that's why you see there are so many non-Ugandans carrying our national IDs. So for us, if you come for a passport, we do not just simply receive you because you are waving a national ID. No, we have got somebody comes to you, you ask the question, what is your name? Who is your parent? Who is your grandparent? Who is your mother? And people say, I don't know. Somebody comes and says, I don't know my mother. So what do? You have got to send for their parents. That's the reason why you see we send for people's parents, these applicants. We don't love seeing their parents at immigration office. We don't love it. We don't enjoy looking at those old people being disturbed to come to office. But we are forced because we are looking for information which these young applicants cannot avail. So we believe that maybe if we asked the parent to come, the parent would try to explain. That's why you see those who say they called me, they said I should bring my mother. I brought the mother, and they said bring the father. Now, if we, in such cases, the mother has not given information, then we ask for the other one. Because there are some also mothers and who are timid.
Yes.
They come to our office, you ask 1 or 2 questions, they are just quiet, they are mute.
An old woman sees the person dressed like this.
Like this in government.
Every question they're asking, it intimidates them. Like,
first of all, when they come, they reach our gate, there is police, they check them. First of all, they
intimidated.
Exactly. So when you ask a question, they cannot say it. So that's why we are forced. If we can't get information from the mother, let's get from the father.
Yes.
If we can't get from the father, maybe the mother. That's why you see some people on social media say, they asked me to bring a mother, I brought my mother. It's not a matter of bring the mother for us to just see.
How about the local
mother must ask a question.
It can't help. It can't help the LOC.
The LOC, I think the best person to give you information is the parent. Before even you think of it.
If you doubt, because you said you may not trust the word of mouth. It's easy. Kampala, people are really smart.
People are very
I go talk to somebody, they come here to cook a story and they convince you. Now, if you don't believe them, they also engage the LOC. Oh, actually, I want to take you back to the documents you're talking about, the documentation 1926. What kind of documents are you talking about? And realistically speaking, which person is still possessing a document of 1926?
One, let me say this. First of all, the problem of this whole thing is not the immigration officer down there, not the passport office down there. The problem is this law. The law. The law was given to us.
Should we push an
Can you please, exactly, that's what I always tell these people. Can you push for amendment? Push. If you are successful, for us we shall follow. Because countries like America, countries like Canada, it is automatic. When you are born there, you are an American. Period. They don't even ask you to register. No.
In fact, myself, that's what I thought also.
Yes. When you are born in Canada, you are Canadian.
Yeah, I thought that whoever is born here automatically becomes.
No. Here, you have got to go through. It's a process.
Because in America, even if a kid is born in the sky.
Yeah, in that airspace of America. Because
automatically.
One time we had a kid, a lady who gave birth on board, aboard Emirates. We were going to US. So the first question they announced the plane, do we have a doctor on board?
Yes.
And somebody identified and said, yeah, please, we have somebody who is struggling. So that doctor helped the lady and blah, blah. That lady was not from Uganda. She was from Ghana. And she gave birth.
On a plane?
The first question was to ask the pilot, where are we? Yes, are we in the airspace, America or anywhere? The man said, yes, indeed, we have entered US airspace. The air hostess and what they started making a record of, and that one was an American.
Someone would ask a question.
So on landing,
Mr. Monday.
Yes.
If America, the hegemon of the world, such a powerful country, needs people like that. If even a kid who's born in the airspace is their citizen. How about you, near Uganda? Somebody has been here for the last 60 years, and then you are questioning their citizenship. Why? What makes us?
Uganda is a very small country, very precious. America is a very big country, and we have very different interests. The reasons why America applies that law are different from the reasons why Uganda also applies this one. But even for countries that adopted this kind of arrangement, they have had challenges. For instance, UK started like this, now they have changed. And believe me, one time you'll see America cancelling this or amending this law, or indeed Canada. Because it has challenges. There are people who specifically target to go and give birth. Some lady gets pregnant, and then when she's due,
to America.
That's why you see these days, they even try to refuse ladies of a certain pregnancy period not to fly, that you have to be maybe when you are still with a young pregnancy. But if you are in advanced pregnancy period there. I think they don't allow for, I think, medical reasons, but also for reasons like that of wanting to produce a kid there in order to become American. So it has challenges, you know. For us, ours is not automatic. That is the law. It is in place. I have severally interacted with the people who are pushing for passports to those who don't qualify for them, to just petition Parliament.
You know, their dissatisfaction comes from here. They're wondering, when it comes to other institutions, look at the Electoral Commission. They're allowed to vote, for example, during time for elections. They have their names appearing in the registers, the Electoral Commission registers. But it's only in immigration where these inconsistencies, how do they come about? Are you not, you institutions of the government, are you not working, in cooperation that if I'm legitimate in the Electoral Commission, records, I'm also legitimate in immigration, what brings about the inconsistencies?
I want to ask you one question. When you are going to open a bank statement, do they ask for voter's card or national ID?
Of course not.
Why don't they ask for voter's card? When you are going to US, or indeed when you are going to Nairobi, they say you can use national ID to go to. Can you use a voter's card? These are some of the reasons. For us, ours, the Electoral Commission does not verify citizenship.
Because the argument is one, that when it comes to elections, who's supposed to vote? It's a Ugandan citizen.
If
you allow me to vote, it means that I'm a Ugandan citizen. But when I go to access a passport, there, my citizenship is contested. Why is this so?
I have told you where the mistake came from during the issuance of national ID way back in 2014. So of course the Electoral Commission will look at national ID. That's the first. The fact that one is carrying a national ID, we would presume that person is the citizen of Uganda. But now it is not. That's why we are going deeper by doing some due diligence. And I tell you what, in my office, I have over 10,000 national IDs. We have confiscated from people. Why do we confiscate? We find you have a national ID of another country. You also have ours.
This country allows your citizenship?
No, have you registered? It's not automatic. Your citizenship, you must put it in writing, you must put it in request, you have to go online, apply for it, and we give you a certificate of dual citizenship. Do you have it? Now, first question we ask you, are you a dual citizen? If you say yes, okay, give us a certificate. You don't have? You have no point to
prove. You just confiscated the national.
Yes, because that's the property of the government of Uganda. We cannot confiscate for the other country. We confiscate ours. So you see, you will find the people of other countries with this. We have, one time if you get a chance, you come to my office, I will show you. We have taken record of those. Somebody has the idea of Uganda, another one of Kenya, another one of Congo, another one of Sudan, another one of Rwanda, That's the problem. We have been quiet about this because we believe these are our brothers within the relations. We don't harass them. Okay. But now I think because of the misinterpretation of what the whole society is, because they look at immigration as a problem.
But when I see this,
we are not.
And what you're doing, and what you're asserting here as immigration, it differs from what the president talks about. I've seen the president of Uganda is kind of all welcoming. He's pushing for East African cooperation. It's like we are the same people. Yeah. He doesn't seem to sound like you in the immigration. I doubt if he was the one there that would deny anybody passport. You've listened to him the way he talks about this. I doubt if he would deny any person a passport.
The president is a unifying factor, and is a patriot. He loves the East African community. But we all know that within the East African community, there are countries, sovereign states. We have Uganda, you have Kenya, you have South Sudan, you have DR Congo, you have Burundi, you have Tanzania, you have now Somalia. Now, this does not mean that countries lose their sovereignty. No. It means you remain Uganda, and Uganda will uphold its sovereignty and therefore issue its national documents. If they wake up one day and pass a law that maybe all citizens of East Africa will carry one passport, or will use, that's why we have also different currencies. We shall use the same currency, we shall carry the same passport, carry the same national ID. I think that one we shall have no problem. Okay. That's what the president is pushing for. He's not referring it. For us, ours is the law. What does the law say? When you are employed as a passport controller, yes, they give you this act, they call it Immigration Act. They say, please, this is your Bible. If you go against
not
this,
violate anything in this book.
So just sympathize with immigration officer down there. He has this.
They're following the law.
Yes, following the law. But so I do not want people to come and begin a shouting match with these young immigration officers. Because
do they?
Yes, we have had people who are arrogant. The fact that a person was born here, has gone to school here, and done everything here. Actually, we sympathize with some of these people, especially the young ones who are born in the 90s and then 2000s. Because these people, yes, these people,
in fact, some of them have even seen their grandparents.
They have never even crossed the other side. They even don't know where the road to that place. Now, here is a situation where a person comes and you ask for documents. Where is your what? Where can you prove that your Jaja was born here in 1926, or your Jaja was here by the time they demarcated? I think he will simply not understand you. He will think you are crazy.
The thing is that these questions are subject to anybody who comes there.
Anybody who comes. Not only this, we have, especially the border communities. We have Bagisu. They ask the same questions. We have Basamia. You told me there are Samias of Kenya, Samias of Uganda. There are Kakwas. Kakwas of Uganda, Kakwas of Sudan, of South Sudan. We have this
from Karamoja.
Batuku, there's this Batuku, I am Congolese, Mtuku from the other side, I am Mtuku of this side. So all of these are subjected to the same interview. What you have to know is that we're even sometimes lenient. Go to Republic of Kenya and apply for a passport. Even the Crown will see.
Oh.
To verify your origin. The Clan is it. Go to Rwanda. It will take you about 2 months to get a passport. For us, 2 weeks, a passport is out. 3 weeks. But go there, go to Kenya, and then apply for a passport, and you see how what you go through.
Let's wind up with this.
Yes.
Besides being a citizen by birth, explain naturalization and the other.
Yeah, now.
Which is registration.
Now the issue of naturalization is I wanted to throw some light. When these people come and we tell them to prove that their parents were in Uganda by the time they made the boundaries in 1926, many of them of course can't prove. So we say now, if you can't prove and you know that your father, your grandfather, your grand-grandfather was not a Ugandan. So we give you a window. The law gives you a window of you register. Can you register to become a citizen? Now, citizenship by naturalization is very simple. Is a person, for instance, who was born here, went to school here, has everything here, has never gone to any other country, qualifies to be naturalized. Okay. And the requirements to ask for those people is, there are not many. First, we say a person should have resided in Uganda for an aggregate period of 20 years. So you must have been there for 20 years here. So if you are 20, you have been here, you were born here, you have never gone out of this country. Yeah. A person should have resided in Uganda continuously for a period of 24 months preceding the date of application. So we assume that you have not traveled out within the 2 years prior to application. A person should have adequate knowledge of a prescribed natural language of the English language. Yes, I was born here, I speak Uganda, I speak Lusoga, I speak Acholi here. Then you say, oh, this person was... So that's a window.
Oh, okay.
But they don't want to hear about that.
Why didn't like that?
Just these are the simple requirements.
They just prefer being citizens by birth.
The moment you tell somebody, can you go and naturalize, that is when the abuses will begin.
They feel discriminated.
I tell you, our officers down there are very professional. We should actually applaud them. They have endured all sorts of abuses. Shouting by these people who are on social media.
Give them initial training before they enter. You're going to deal with human beings. They have different backgrounds.
They are trained to be patient with people, with clients. And I tell you what, none of them has ever raised a voice to a client. None.
Sure.
Because with this social media, somebody would have recorded. Show me a recording of any immigration officer.
Oh, at the airport is a different story.
Where somebody shouted at a client.
It's a discussion for another day. But at the airport, it's a different story, Mr. Mude, I can tell you. But we shall discuss that some other time. You must have heard these things.
Airport, I think
it's
now
totally
people confuse. Airport has so many stakeholders.
Yeah.
Some people think it is immigration, yet it is not immigration. There's a clip that went viral. I remember during the exhibitions that time at the airport.
Yes.
But none of them was immigration.
Oh.
No. There are so many stakeholders at the airport. There's security, there is other agencies that operate there. So the fact that some people think that whoever works at the international is immigration. No. We are just a small portion of people working at the airport. So all of those clips, I took time and analyzed them, looked at each of them. None of them was from our side.
So you have indicated as immigration.
Yes, exactly.
As we wind up, do you have any parting shot to make?
Thank you very much. Relatedly, I would just request my friends who are out there, who know that their parents or grandparents are not Ugandans and would want to apply for a passport, to do what the immigration officer tells them, not to do what these people on social media are telling them to do. So if you want a passport, you have got a scholarship to go out, please, if you know your father, your grandfather, your grandmother, your mother, your grandmother, we are not belonging to indigenous community in the Constitution of Uganda of 1995, please just follow what the immigration officer will be telling you to do. Otherwise, you will continue making noise, but for us, we shall be keeping the law. We have to implement the law. We are not going to cow down because of the noise on social media. We shall keep protecting the law. We shall also keep protecting the integrity of our passport. Some countries cannot use their passports. I know of a country in Africa whose passport cannot go to 16 countries because of this.
Okay.
Otherwise, we don't want to subject our passport to checks. Where you go somewhere, you pull out a Ugandan passport and everybody's like, no, this one, no.
It's not even good for you.
Yeah, and then as we talk now, our passport is rated very highly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Monday, for finding time off your busy schedule to be with us here on the Daybreak. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, our dear viewers, as well, for watching the Daybreak. My name is Idrissa Monge. From me and the team, goodbye. See you then.
Thank you.
Thank you.